Hello, hello, hello.
Hello,
I
Dr.
am
Kim.
Dr. Kim Brown Barber. Dr. K, as most people know me, or Dr. Kim. And we welcome you to hashtag Becomer Series, where we talk about you and your stories and highlighting how awesome you are, how fabulous you are. And we're here to celebrate you so that we can help to encourage others on their journey to becoming, giving them information, support, encouragement, enlightenment on their journey to becoming, because all of us have that in us, and we need to be able to support each other and tap into that journey to becoming. So we have with us none other than Adassa Ramirez, and I hope I pronounced that right because I'm always want to pronounce it correct. And she is a fabulous woman on the go. I literally read about her, guys. I read about her. She's been doing so many awesome things, and I don't want to take away from the questions we're going to ask, so I'm not going to say too much, but I'm just going to say I'm going to have her introduce herself. But she is one of the fearless and awesome women who are reaching and going through their hashtag Become a Journey now and actually making their goals. So hopefully this will encourage you as we highlight this young woman who's doing great things, but we want to be able to encourage you that you can do this as well. So can you introduce yourself to us, give us your name, your title, and just the city and everything that you're in, because we're actually doing this international today.
Yes. So first, thank you for having me, Dr. Kim. My name again is Adassa Ramirez, and I am the owner and founder of MicMas ReMiX. And that name, MicMas, is actually my two sons, Michael and Mason.
Oh, wow.
ReMiX, yes. And
I love it.
Thank you. I'm originally from New York, and that's where the business started, in the Bronx. And I now live in Puerto Rico, which is where you see right now.
I love it. I love it. Oh, that is so awesome. And now, I didn't know, so I'm learning this too, that MicMas, I knew MicMas, but I didn't know where they actually, derived from. And so they're your two sons. How awesome.
Yeah.
How awesome. So, I know, we have certain times that we're going to be talking about, how you got there, but, that is very important because we know that you've got MicMas ReMiX and you're doing awesome, but kind of back it up for us. Tell us a little bit more about your background and yourself. What did that road look like on that journey to becoming in this particular goal? What did that look like?
So I grew up in the projects, low income housing. So that kind of gave me a different perspective from some people who grew up in positions where they weren't surrounded by poverty and the struggles that come along with that. So very young, growing up in that, I knew that I didn't want to be a product of my environment, right? I used that experience to really spearhead me with just trying to do the best that I could to raise myself out of that, as I seen my mom do when my parents divorced. She got us out of the projects, and that helped, how can I say, like, basically build that resilience and that independence and that drive to just want better for myself. So that plays a big part in what's always keeping me moving forward to this day. That's awesome. Coming from that type of background.
That's awesome. I hear that. I hear it in you. Resilience, drive, determination, right? Yes. And so that tells a little bit about, the road that kind of inspired you, really from your mom and see another female doing awesome things, a hashtag Becomer who actually reached her goals and it instilled in you, even through adversity or what may look like adversity to others on the outside, it actually instilled in you to be the hashtag Becomer today and doing what you're doing. So that is fabulous. I see, this is why we're having this highlight, the strength that you drew. You chose. Did you not choose to draw strength from it as opposed to drowning in it?
Of course, because, you see two sides growing up in that type of an environment. it's very, very easy to fall into the addiction, right? The dependency, all of that, that mentality that, you know, this is the life for you and there's no other way out of it. And I knew, like I said, from a young age that I just wanted not to be in that type of environment for myself. I remember being a little girl always telling my mom, you know, oh, we have to get out of here, you know. And my mom, she started going, you know, my parents were married, growing up in the projects, they divorced. And when they divorced, that's when my mom, she started going to college and she got us out. And, you know, I had that as an example to lead by.
Sure.
And that's also a big reason why I'm very independent.
I love it.
Painstakingly independent to a fault.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
But it's got you to your road and hashtag Becomer and your journey. That's for sure. And it's been an awesome, you know, you've had, I'm sure, highs and lows, right? Ups and downs. And you talk about some of the challenging points that you had when you were growing up, and you talked about those things strengthening you. But I guess my question would be to you also, what made this independent, strong, resilient, determined woman decide to do MicMas ReMiX? I mean, we know that where the name comes from, but where does the idea come from and why? I mean, give us a little bit more about that discovery.
Yeah, so growing up, my family, they always use natural ingredients in our hair. So I grew up with coconut oil in my hair, being used to fries, coconut oil, olive oil, aloe vera, all of those things. I grew up with that. That's how I was raised. So as I got older, I moved away from that, right? And I started putting the relaxers and the store-bought brands in my hair to care for it. And it just started going through this vicious process of growth and breaking off. Growth and breaking off. You know, pretty much most of my life.
I totally understand.
Yeah. So what happened was when I became pregnant, I kind of reconnected to my youth, right? I reconnected to my childhood in terms of hair care. And I just went back to basics, Dr. Kim. I went back to basics. I started using coconut oil, but this time I started doing formulas. Now, just to backtrack a little bit, I did go to school for cosmetology. So I had a little bit, so I did
so that's good. I'm glad you're giving us the background on that. Okay, so you did have some education on that.
Formal training, yes.
Okay.
So, but they didn't teach us about, you know,
natural
hair care. That was something that I definitely learned from my family. So I basically just started mixing different oil formulations with shea butters and mango butter, and I just started getting great results.
Wow.
Dr. Kim cut off all my hair.
Well, now you had a lot of courage to just cut off all your hair.
Yes. And
so where did that come from?
I was a little like, I had to learn to kind of love my hair all over again in its natural state.
Okay.
Because I cut it all off. I stopped relaxing it. So everything I had cut off was just the ends of the relaxer.
Ends of it.
My hair was long. My hair was down to here.
Wow.
I have pictures. And I cut it.
You want to see pictures? We're going to get pictures, guys. Don't worry about it. We'll get pictures from her after this.
And basically, I just started feeding my new hair, my natural hair, with just natural ingredients. That's it. No more relaxers. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And my hair, I trim it. I only put natural ingredients in it. I make sure I always give it water. And it's been flourishing like what you see all around me, all this natural beauty.
Wow, right. She's like, the natural beauty is coming from all around you, the environment. You've set up an environment to flourish. And that's what it sounds like all around you as well as in your hair. So now tell me, how long from you cutting your hair off to what we see now has it been?
Gosh, that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, now pull your hair down for a minute. Just pull it down. Yeah.
Okay. No, remember, shrinkage is real.
I know that. You're preaching to the choir here. You're preaching to the choir. That's why I asked you to pull it down. That's what I wanted them to see.
Hair blown out. I had my hair blown out last week, and my and I have pictures of my hair blown out. My hair is down to my bra strap, down to here.
And we will see all of this. So just know everybody, all these pictures I will have when you actually see this video. So no worries. So I tell you, I'm just in amazement and in awe of you. That is fabulous. I mean, what a better way for, you to be able to serve and give back to so many people, dealing with the hair. Because, they always talk about the woman's crown is her hair, right? And so we always come up with a lot of the understanding of everything being based on our hair. For women, we think of that a lot of times. And I think a lot of times that's why a lot of our younger population will cut their hair off, because they're making a statement, because they want to be known for not just their hair, right? But we all want healthy hair regardless. So it doesn't matter whether you have short hair, long hair, medium hair, it needs to be healthy, right? And I think that's what I'm hearing from you, is that you're getting the healthy hair, and not having to worry about, anything being where it's damaged, and so I think that's important. So let's talk about that a little bit more. Okay, so we know a little bit about where it came from, and even all of the commitment you made to this is, even as far as cutting your hair off to prove this, right? So tell us more about like the goals and inspiring and embracing your tresses, as you would call them, right? And I think you said something, I think it was like pelo or malo hair, like bad hair, right? Talk to me about
todo pelo es pelo bueno. So all hair is good hair. So I really believe that the texture of your hair does not determine whether it's good or bad. And I'll say that again.
Okay, let's say it again.
The texture of your hair does not determine if it's good or bad. Okay? Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay?
Give me that saying. Yes. Give me that saying again.
Todo pelo es
todo
pelo, es
todo
pelo bueno.
Pero bueno. See,
all hair
I love
is
it.
Good hair.
All hair is good hair. And see, I really love you talking about that, because we need to learn how to love ourselves, right? And part of loving ourselves is loving that hair, whatever hair that we have been given, to love that, right? And so I love you really focusing on that. So tell me, is that more of your mission, is really training and teaching people that, that's so important about knowing that all hair is good hair, and that the texture of your hair is not what determines whether it's good or not?
That is basically like a big mission of what MicMas ReMiX is. Besides offering high quality natural hair care products, is that message. I really find it just as important for women and men to believe that their hair texture, there's nothing wrong with your hair texture. It's all about taking good care of your hair. That's what's important. That's first and foremost what's important, is not having that mentality, right? That, oh, they have good hair, they have bad hair, right? I was very fortunate growing up. My family wasn't like that. We all have different textured hair in our family, because they're biracial. So everyone has different texture. But I was very fortunate growing up that I never had that pelo malo. Oh, she's got pelo malo, pelo bueno. I never had that bad hair, good hair mentality or talk around me. So I was really fortunate.
Yeah,
it wasn't until I got older even that I learned about weaves and wigs. I didn't know anyone like that, that changed their hair like that. And then that's when I said, you know what, even though I didn't experience this personally, I know, and I've heard, right, other people do it to other people, or even to me growing up, I would have people always tell me, oh, you got, because my hair was really long, Dr. Kim. Oh, you got good hair. But I was so young, and my family didn't talk like that. I didn't understand the connotations behind that. Right?
Sure.
I didn't understand. I just thought they were saying it because I had really long hair. I didn't understand when they're like, girl, you got good hair. I'm like, oh, because my hair is long. No, it wasn't until I became older.
Then you started understanding what that was coming from.
Then I understood, yes.
Wow. And that's the thing too, is I think we start to condition ourselves as to what is acceptable and what is considered good, even not only texture, but even length. Because I noticed a lot of people who would say if somebody had short hair, they didn't see it as beautiful. Well, why not?
Oh, wow.
I mean, if it's healthy, why not? So these are things, that's why I think all of this that you're bringing up and in the mission that you're doing it is very good. But even more so now, because due to COVID-19, a lot of people have not been able to go to the, salons and go to the, barbershops or whatever and keeping up their hair and being able to do what they need to do, right? So the different beauty rituals are kind of changing, like drastically. So what would you tell our audience would be a good way in trying to maintain and take care of their hair during this time that we're in it with the pandemic? You name a lot of things that you can do, but can you talk a little bit more in depth about what that routine would look like?
Yes, I'm a really firm believer in washing your hair or cleaning your scalp, because some people don't choose to wash their hair. Cleaning your scalp really, really well, at least once a week. And try to look at the label, read the labels, read the labels. You don't want anything bad going in your hair that ends with I-N-E. Usually that stuff, okay, and sulfates. I personally use natural soap to wash my hair. That helps you just better care for your hair during this, especially during this crazy time where people can't go to the salon. Moisturize your hair. Moisturize it. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. I cannot say that enough, because your hair's going to break off. It's going to get dry. It's going to really damage your hair if you don't keep it properly moisturized. So that's another thing. And by doing that, any type of good conditioner, again, read the labels. Read the labels. You don't have to buy MicMas ReMiX, but please read the labels.
If you get nothing else from this, right? Read the labels. Start paying attention to what you're putting in your hair.
Yes, because as someone who has used store brand products, I really saw my hair flourish once I moved to natural. Once I did that, I really started seeing my hair growth, my hair health. It just really started flourishing. So I am like a big believer in just trying to keep it, as much chemicals out of your hair as you can.
So that's an awesome thing of what we see of taking care of the hair, right? And being able to moisturize it, right? So now some people will maybe have a question of, some people will hear that you say washing it once a week. Would you say that would be for like all ethnicities to wash it once a week, or would it be something different? I mean, you are educated in this, so what have you found?
Not for all hair types. Like if you have a finer hair or thinner, then you're going to want to wash it more often, because your hair gets weighed down easier as opposed to thicker hair. So you would definitely want to wash it 2 to 3 times a week, especially if you're applying oil to it. Because although it is good to put oil on your hair, you got to be careful with what type of oil you're putting in your hair, right? As I said, my family, they use olive oil, coconut oil, but they didn't use any olive oil. They didn't use any cocoa. It was pure coconut oil in my hair. It was extra virgin olive oil specifically being here.
Wow, that is amazing. Now you are a minority who's in business. So, and you are a double minority, like myself. You're a woman plus you're a minority. So how is that being in business, being a minority? Talk to us about that.
I love it. I love it. I think that I'm able to identify, with so many women, with similar backgrounds in terms of hair. We're able to have that conversation and share that. And I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I embrace it. I don't want to be anything different. I don't wish my hair was straight and fine. I love being able to share and learn, right? Because I'm still learning as well.
That's right. That's right. We all are.
We all have different hair textures. We all have different hair needs. So I like being able to, as a minority woman, have those conversations.
So what do you think would be some of your perks as being a minority woman in business?
I would have to say, I always say I'm a conscientious business, because as a minority, as a Boricua, Puerto Rican, that I give back specifically to that community. Before I moved here, before Hurricane Maria, I used my sales proceeds from the business to help give back and give back to the community here on
Isn't
the
that
island.
awesome?
And I think that if I were to say my perk would be to have that opportunity to do so.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. So you are definitely a servant leader, wanting to be able to lead by serving others. And I think that is so admirable. And we need more women like you out there being able to know that, yeah, I'm in business, but I am still keeping my ear to the ground of the needs of the people, right? And especially in your own community, and then of course outside your community. But I love it that you're keeping the ear to the ground of your community and what their needs are, and being able to help however you can. Doesn't mean that you're not gonna be able to do everything, but you can do something, right? Yes. And so you're very admirable that you're doing these. So what challenges have you found in being a minority businesswoman?
I'm in a saturated field, Dr. Kim. Okay. A very saturated field. Hair care, as you know, is huge.
Yeah.
So yes. So that's basically how I found a way to carve my niche, you know, as a Latina, in that sharing that message with everyone with course here, especially, you know, in the Latina community, about todo pelo es pelo bueno, that hair texture doesn't determine whether it's good or bad, you know, that everyone needs to not only hear that, but to really embrace that and absorb like how you really need to believe that, right? Because you don't want to teach your children, you don't want to teach your daughters, your nieces, you know, you don't want to teach them that, oh, your hair is better or worse because it's, you know.
Yeah, I think that is awesome. I'm really just I'm just happy to have this chance to talk with you. Now I only have a couple more questions that I want to ask you, but I want to know what would be your hashtag become a story? You have so many points of victory and goals that you met. What would be your hashtag become a story at this point?
My hashtag become a story would be todo pelo es pelo bueno.
I love it. So again, with the mission and obtaining that and letting everybody know that all hair is good hair, right? Being able to, and really by doing that, you're not just talking and dealing with the hair. You're actually talking and giving confidence to women and men all over, you know, when they hear that, and then they start to absorb it, like you said, and believe it. And so that is amazing work that you're doing. And the fact that you have that servitude type of leadership in wanting to help others, even, you know, outside of what you're doing, even in your business. So I think it's wonderful. So let me ask you this, and leaving at this point, and what would you want to tell the audience, the thing that you would encourage them to do as far as being able to go into business for themselves if they're minorities, and also the last thing you would tell them about taking care of their hair?
Okay, so in terms of going into business for themselves, I would tell them research. Do as much research as you can, and then write up an outline, a business outline detailing the steps that you need to take. And also, the last step I would say would be to look at the financial, what you would have to financially invest to get your business on the ground running. And when you put these things in order and you have a visual, it helps to materialize what you see, instead of just putting, you know, just, oh, I wish, I want, you know, when you see it, you do the research, it helps you bring you a step closer to the reality of making it happen.
Excellent. And so how can people get in contact with you about finding out more about, you know, MicMas, ReMiX, and being able to purchase?
Okay, you can contact me through email if you have any questions at customerservice at MicMas ReMiX, MicMasReMix.com. And my website is MicMas ReMix, the same, MicMasReMix.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Adassa. Adassa, but
Adassa.
Adassa. See, I corrected myself. I
Yes,
corrected
you
myself.
got it.
Adassa, thank you so much for joining us today. You have been awesome. And we just want to encourage all of our listeners to be encouraged to go and look at yourself in the mirror and let us all say that all hair is good hair, which is todo pero
Todo
bueno,
pelo es pelo
es pero
bueno.
bueno. That's
Yes.
it. Yes. We'll see you next time for your hashtag Become a Story. It may be you that we're interviewing next. We thank you. Stay encouraged. Stay safe. Take care.
Thank you for having me. Bye, Dr. Kim.
Bye-bye.